Everybody rise. This court is now in session. Mr. Gilmore, who do you call to the stand? Your Honor, I call Sheriff Heck Tate to the stand. On the night of August 21st, I was just leaving to go to my office when Mr. Ewell came in. He was very excited, you see. He said to get to his house as quick as I could and that his girl's been raped. I got in the car and went out there as fast as I could. She was pretty well beat up. I asked her if Tom Robinson beat her like that. She said yes, he did. I asked her if he had taken advantage of her. She said yes, he did. And that's all there was to it. Thank you, Heck.
Did anyone call a doctor, Sheriff?
No, sir, I didn't think it was necessary. She was pretty well beat up. Something had happened. It was obvious.
Now, Sheriff, you say she was mighty beat up. In what way?
She was beaten around the head, she had bruises forming on her arms, and she had a black eye starting.
Which eye?
Oh yes, that would make it her right eye. It was her right eye, Mr. Finch, now I remember. She was beaten up on the side of her face. She had bruises on her arms, and she showed me her neck. There were definite finger marks on her gullet and around her neck at the back of her throat. I'd say they were all around. The witness may now be seated. Robert E. Lee Ewell, place your hand on the Bible, please. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Now, Mr. Ewell, would you tell us in your own words what happened on August 21st?
Well, that night, I was coming home from the woods with a load of kindling, and I heard Mela screaming. I got to the fence, so I dropped my kindling and I ran as fast as I could. But I run into the fence. When I get loose, I run to the window, and I see him there yonder with my Mayella.
What did you do after you saw the defendant?
I run out of the house trying to get in, but he done run through the front door just ahead of me. But I seen who it was. All right. And I run in our house, and poor Mayella was laying on the floor squalling. And I run for Mr. Tate just as quick as I could.
Thank you, Mr. Ewell.
Would you mind if I asked you a few questions, Mr. Ewell?
No, sir, Mr. Finch. I sure wouldn't.
Folks were doing a lot of running that night. You ran to the house. You ran to the window. You ran inside. You ran to Mayella. You ran to Sheriff Tate. Did you, in all this running, run for a doctor?
There wasn't need to. I seen who done it.
Now, Mr. Ewell, you heard the sheriff's testimony. Do you agree with his description of Mayella's injuries?
I agree with everything Mr. Tate said. Her eye was blacked, and she was mighty beat up.
Now, Mr. Ewell, can you read and write?
Yes, sir, Mr. Finch. I can read and write.
Good. Will you write your name, please?
What's so interesting?
You're left-handed, Mr. Ewell.
What's that got to do with the judge? I'm a God-fearing man. That Atticus Finch, he's trying to take advantage of me. You gotta watch the tricky lawyers like Atticus Finch.
Quiet, sir. The witness may now be seated.